In a small, dusty village, far away from the noise of cities, lived a little girl named Asha. Her family was poor, so poor that most days, they worried more about food than anything else. But Asha carried a dream in her heart. She wanted to learn. Every morning before sunrise, she would tie her old, torn shoes and begin her journey. The school was 5 miles away, and the road was rough, filled with stones and mud. Sometimes the scorching sun burned her skin, sometimes the rain soaked her clothes, but nothing stopped her from walking. At school, she sat quietly in the front row, her eyes full of determination. She didn't have fancy notebooks or pens, only a few torn pages and a pencil worn down to its stub. But she listened, absorbed, and worked harder than anyone else. Back home, life was no easier. There was no electricity in her small hut. At night, while others slept, Asha sat under a flickering streetlight at the edge of the road, books spread across her lap. Villagers often laughed at her. "What will education give you? Girls like you are meant to work in the fields," they said. But Asha never answered back. She believed her silence today would speak loudly tomorrow. Years passed. With every exam, Asha rose higher. Her feet grew calloused from walking miles, but her spirit only grew stronger. Finally, after years of struggle, she graduated not just as a student, but as a teacher. When she returned to her village as Madam Asha, the same people who once doubted her stood in respect. She opened a small school under the big banyan tree and began teaching children who once had no hope, just like her. Her classroom had no walls. Her students sat on the ground, but their dreams reached the sky. Every word she spoke carried the fire of her journey. She taught them not only how to read and write, but how to believe in themselves. Asha's story became more than her own success, it became the light of her entire village. She proved that education is not just about books. It is about courage, sacrifice, and never giving up. And so, the girl who once walked miles for education gave wings to hundreds of children, showing the world that one determined heart can change an entire community.